Man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Sebastian, this is my sister,
Hi.
Emily. Say hello.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. Me too. Are you guys in Chicago?
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, right on.
And
Is
you're
it freezing cold?
It's been horrible. It has been like so cold, like you can kill your dogs if you take them for a walk. I mean, that cold. Not Vegas, though.
Vegas is great. I couldn't enjoy it more than I do.
How long have you been in Vegas for?
Like 5 years. I came from Thousand Oaks, California. I lived in Studio City. So watching the news has been just completely heartbreaking. And I don't even, well, I mean, I have my own feelings on, the climate situation. I lost my home in a hurricane.
Tell us about that. What year was that? It was in Jersey, right?
Like 2011, Hurricane Irene in New Jersey. And then I moved to Studio City in Thousand Oaks, and we got evacuated 2 years out of 3 for fire. So watching the news has been horrendous. But, watching our show, I mean, people need some sort of escape. California to me has always been a mystical, magical place.
The state is so special, I know, and it's
I
it burn, yeah.
I put off watching our show because I felt guilty. No, I watched it. It's great. Watching it was the first time since these fires where I was like smiling. I mean, I was playing the first night that it aired. I was on stage in Orlando, Florida, with Mark McGrath and Vanilla Ice, which you couldn't have told me that like in 1990. Yeah, dude, you're going to be playing with him.
The Sugar Ray guy and Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice is actually a really nice guy, and the crowd loved it. He's
a great guy. Yeah, Rob, man. We've worked together before. We've done some stuff. He's been a guest on my show. He's awesome. He's a great guy. But it's like, so you knew that all was happening and you felt guilty. I think I felt guilty, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I can't enjoy stuff. But it's the perfect thing to kind of, put a little salve on that wound. Because it's so not serious. It's just fun.
No, it is completely fun. And people are sad. And maybe just for an hour and a half, they can forget about the misery for a little bit. I know they can't forget about it, but it reminds me of 9/11. That totally disrupted my rock and roll. I didn't feel like rocking and rolling when that went down.
Yeah.
But then Bruce Springsteen and The Who did that benefit concert for the survivors of the Twin Towers and everything. And so rock even brought, some sense to that. And Metallica just gave $500,000. I'm not going to be giving $500,000.
Yeah, I think I know what they paid us on that show. I don't think we got it.
I'll give you $500,000 laughs.
There you go. We're doing our part, Sebastian, without having to dip into the kitty. You know what I mean?
I can't believe how long the episodes are. I'm like, are they like an hour and a half each episode, right?
The premiere episode was 2 hours long.
I'm like going, wow.
I know. I think it's going to be another 90-minute episode.
That's so crazy. I love it. It's like a whole movie. And there's so much detail and so much fun to be had. I really love the show. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. That's for sure.
We need like a supercut at the end of the series of all the mispronunciations. But you owned it. You owned it so much. How do you feel so far watching it? I mean, as far as how you were edited or cut into it, are there any surprises?
I can make you some sweet and sour chicken balls.
The chicken balls. But that's what they call them, right? Where you grew up in Canada, they're called sweet and sour chicken balls.
That was on menus like that in Southern Ontario.
I wonder why it just didn't hit across the border. Something doesn't get me salivating. Sweet and sour chicken balls.
I swear on my life. That was the name of the dish when I was a little kid.
I mean, listen.
In Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, we would happily order sweet and sour chicken balls.
Like sweet meat, right? Deep fried nuggets of sweet meat, sticky meat. You did it. You replicated it. Now, can you set the record straight here, Sebastian? Tell the people. Maybe I should ask you this. You can really not cook. Correct. Is this BS? Are we putting an affect on? Can you really not cook? Tell the people.
You're making me cry right now. Actually, I have to be honest with you. In 2024, I played 91 cities. If you put a gun to my head right now, I couldn't tell you 91 cities. But if you count the back of my shirt, there's 91 cities just in 2024. Yeah, right on. Well, I think I gave that one to you earlier in the year. But
oh my God! So it added on to this.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's epic.
Yes, we filled up the back of that shirt. That was like February.
Oh, just all the cities.
So in the time that I wasn't doing 91 cities, I did the show The Masked Singer.
Yep.
And I came right from LA. I lived in LA doing The Masked Singer for 2.5-3 weeks. And
oh my gosh.
I went right from that hotel to Queens. Is that where we stayed?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I went right from there to there. I might have had 2 days in between or a day. So I went right from hotel to hotel. And all year I ate at restaurants every single night. You know how it is on the road. Like you're not going to cook in your hotel room. That's weird.
You do sometimes.
Well, I mean, if I'm staying in like an extended stay, whatever, with a kitchen and like a fan. You know, so you didn't have time to cook. You didn't.
Right, but the whole point of this story is now I'm home. This is my last. My daughter is graduating high school this year, and this is my last year, and it's almost done in May for me to be a dad and take her to the bus stop every morning, and I'm cooking now. That's the point of what I'm trying to say. I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I'm not going out at all to restaurants because I'm tired of doing that. And I'm on a diet too. I was not on a diet when I was shooting your show, and I lost a hell of a lot of weight.
You look good, I could tell.
Well, I was mad at myself when you told me, Jeff, that you were going to yoga every morning. I said, what am I doing? I mean, I should be the one going to yoga. He's the cook. I'm the fucking guy. I'm the fucking singer. What am I doing? So I was really mad at myself. I couldn't believe you were getting up like at 5 a.m. to do that. I was very inspired, not inspired enough to come with you.
Hey, we tried. I remember
calling I did try.
You did try. It was a 6 a.m. class I'd go to most mornings, yoga, sculpt, core power, which you're like, I do these things too. And I'm like, and you're like, hey, man. And I remember the producers reaching out, maybe a couple days into the shoot, a week, whatever, because you saw me roll in after class. And you're like, why are you all wet and sweaty? I'm like, I go do this. He's like, I'm going to do that with you. Well, and then we tried to do it a couple days. And then I remember one day I saw you on set and I was like, dude, where were you this morning? I thought you were going to come to yoga. He's like, I woke up, I couldn't go to sleep. So I had some red wine. I was like, oh my God, this guy.
Well, the thing is, if I go on stage and rock and roll at nighttime, 9 p.m., right? So I totally make my body clock fire at nighttime. And so then when I'm doing a TV show, Worst Cooks in America, the call time is usually 7 a.m. 6. Yeah. So if I'm going to bed, I'm like, dude, you got to be up at 6 a.m. and get your hair all nice and pretty. And so sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep, but I mean, that's life.
Well, hey, I mean, if we ever work together, we'll do it. I will not leave this planet until I've done hot yoga with you, Sebastian.
Well,
somewhere in America.
We almost did, and I think the viewers should know the dedication of Chef Jeff. He cooks his ass off, but he's doing yoga at 6 a.m. So that's how he can cook and eat. Like,
see, I'm not bullshitting. I think people think I bullshit. I say, I'm like laying it on thick, like, he just says he works out every morning. Yeah, man, it's the only way.
It is the only way. It's the only way.
If we could get a camera crew to follow you guys doing hot yoga together, I think that would be just the opportunity of a lifetime there.
Well, sweet and sour chicken balls in hot yoga.
Oh my god!
Boom! There we go. A little deep fryer and a core power sculpt class.
Well, I got to be really, I really lost a lot of weight, and not to be boring, but I do that by eating kind of the same thing all the time, which is boring.
What is it?
Yeah.
But I eat the veggie pasta, which is called Veggie Craft, which is pasta made out of veggies.
Okay, yeah, I see in the box, right? High fiber content. You all right?
Is there a protein in there?
Are they're green, right? Are they green or red?
There's red ones. There's ones called basi or something that's made out of chickpeas or cauliflower.
Yeah.
And so I make that pasta with fake veggie meat. Like I put that in there.
Wow.
With some sauce and salt and pepper and pecorino.
Pecorino.
Why do we get to ramekin mispronunciation?
I have a hard time with ramekin too.
See, you're not alone.
Sometimes I call it a ramekin. My pronunciation is all over.
Ramekin was the thing that Indiana Jones was searching for. And
it was the whip.
Right?
I thought that was his whip.
Oh, right. I haven't. That's great, though, that you're cooking, though, that you're making that. Obviously, you've made some healthy choices. You're eating a lot of vegetable matter, it seems like.
Yeah.
Good for diet. That's great. But it's like, do you think pre-Worst Cooks in America, you could have executed this same thing? Or did you know what? Skill?
I got to say, Worst Cooks in America made me enjoy the kitchen.
Emily just stepped away to go urinate.
Yeah, what the show did for me was made me like enjoy being in there. Like it's fun. It's creative. It's like creating stuff. I mean, I don't need to go to the restaurant to have a steak or a piece of salmon or chicken. I can make it myself. And that's what I've been doing.
Did you omit meat from your diet totally? Are you going all veggie?
No.
Okay. That's just what you make easy, healthy.
No, I just watch the pounds go away when I eat that stuff. I notice the difference. And
have you performed since you dropped some weight?
Yeah.
You notice it like immediately in stamina?
I was performing with no shirt on, dude.
Old school.
But if I did that, watch it when I was on your show, nobody would be watching.
Yeah, well, we see enough in there between the nails and oh my God. I mean, can you believe we eat that stuff too? Like, sometimes it's, how long it sits around too. That food can be at room temperature coagulating for up to an hour and a half before we get to these dishes. I mean, you gotta develop a strong constitution.
But the way you guys cook is so delicious. I don't care how long it's been sitting there.
But when we feed you after our demos, you guys for the most part, I think that's your favorite part of it. Is that right? During the production, it's like when we get to those demos, to me are so gratifying.
I thought the sweet and sour dish was with the sesame seeds on top was so delicious. I absolutely love that. And, because it's been a while since we filmed this, so I don't even, yes, I do. Yes, I do remember. The next episode is, spoiler alert. It's the breakfast sandwich episode.
God, this is man.
Why? It's
the easiest meal of the day to make, right, Sebastian?
No.
We're like, we'll just give him an easy thing. Dude,
I don't. I don't. Well, I'm seeing all these comments on my Instagram when I post about the show. They're like, "You got this. I know you're gonna go all the way, dude." And I'm like liking it, going, "Well, keep watching."
Yeah, keep watching. See what happens at the end. I certainly don't know. I wasn't even there. So you did 99 shows. You went right to a 3-week shoot, and then you came right to Worst Cooks. Like, how did that feel when you went home? I mean, were you just like,
I was very lonely. Like when you're away from home for that amount of time, it can really do a number on your head, being alone in a hotel room all the time. I don't want to bring down the hilarity, but you go on the road all the time.
But yeah, this was a long, arduous, it took a long time. I've talked about this show was not easy to shoot. There was a lot of hiccups in the road, a lot of commitments, a lot of rescheduling, and it's like a miracle that the show got finished. It really is. I've been a part of shows during COVID, and they can't hold a candle to some of the hiccups with this show. And it was just so that's why when it finally came on the air, I'm like, do I even remember what the hell happened? I mean, well over a year ago. I
haven't, seen Wes or Bartiz or any of them.
Could I ask who is your best buddy on the show?
Bartiz. And we hit it off really good. We did. His wife came to New York, and we had dinner just at the hotel, downstairs. But I was looking forward to hanging out with him more. Also, Wes is a rock and roller. Wes loves metal. And Kiss was playing in their very last ever show at Madison Square Garden in December. We filmed in the summer, I think.
Yeah.
And I was saying, Wes, we got to go see Kiss, man. But my wife actually ended up taking me to that show as a surprise. The very, very last ever show. And,
did you get good treatment or what? Were you part of the general population? You get the backstage, see the guys backstage? No?
Doc McGee is Kiss's manager, and Doc signed me when I was 19 years old.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I'm 56 now. And Doc took care of us like you can't even believe,
20% discount.
He was there waiting for us back. He's there. What Doc was waiting for me and Suzanne backstage when we arrived. So that was great.
Well, I got the same treatment from you when I brought my band, my buddies from my band, to see you at Island Lake, Illinois.
That's right.
Play with Quiet Riot. You welcomed us with open arms. We were backstage drinking your wine, eating your pizza. It was wonderful. Yeah. This is why you don't want people backstage. Just stay off my shit. It's limited. It's so great. First of all, when we saw that, we still talk about it. The guys were, you work so hard on that stage.
Well, I got to dial it back physically, to be honest with you.
Well, now you drop weight. Now you can, you bought some youth.
Well, that headbanging bullshit.
Yeah, it hurts.
I cannot do that anymore. And I have this thing where I get on stage and my brain says, don't be a pussy. Fucking kick their ass, you motherfucker. Get it? You fucking go. You kick their motherfucker.
You do it.
No, but
you can't. The neck physically, you're like fused up.
When I'm on stage, I don't know why, but I don't feel any pain up there. I laugh at pain when I'm on stage. I go, oh, my ankle hurts, and I say to myself, nobody's here to see your fucking ankle. Nobody cares about your ankle. That's the voice in my head. Nobody cares about your shoulder, dude. Nobody cares. So I don't know why I'm like that, but when I get off stage, my shoulder goes, hey, man, fuck you. Hey, you don't care about your shoulder, huh? You don't care about your back. You don't care about your neck. Well, guess what?
This is what happens.
You're going to be caring about it tonight, and when you wake up tomorrow, your neck is going to be like this.
Was Worst Cooks anywhere near that physically demanding?
No. But I gotta say this too. The hotel we were staying in, right?
Yeah, I remember. I was in the same one.
Did you ever eat in that restaurant?
Is it not good?
It's too good.
Shut up, really?
It's New York City Italian, fine Italian food. So after each shoot, I would go down there and eat dinner.
You lost money on Worst Cooks.
Well, no, I made friends with the cooks in there, and they were all thought it was hilarious that I was on Worst Cooks in America, and they were like, "How do I get on there?" I go, "You can't. You're a good cook."
Bring it back to you on the stage. When I saw you, you do this thing. You've been doing it for a long time, where the microphone cord is amply duct taped to the microphone, and you swing it around with like a 20-foot lead on it sometimes. How many times have you hit your band?
A couple times.
You're whipping that bitch around.
Over the course of 35 years, yes, I have fucked up a couple times. And I try to talk myself out of doing that too, like headbanging. I'm like, stop it. Just go up there and sing. And then the voice in my head goes, you can't let the crowd down. What are you doing? Oh, stops. This has to be the best show you've ever done tonight.
I love that. But that's why you're good.
And what was the name of the place you saw me at?
Island Lake, Illinois, which was neither an island nor near a lake.
What was the name of the venue? Do you remember?
Like Route something, or I think it had like a biker bar kind of vibe to it, right?
You got to do the best show of your life tonight in Island Lake at the biker bar that nobody knows the name of. It's tonight with Quiet Riot. It's on, mother trucker.
That's the thing, right? But that's the performer. The good ones don't do that. The ones that are calling in sick these days for major venues at major gigs and not performing for the 40,000 people that paid for a ticket is atrocious. But at every level, it's a necessity that the entertainer entertain. And I'm not saying like sacrifice your life, but like you get up there, it's an energy that it's undeniable, and you can't really talk. It's not your job to talk yourself out of it. It's your job to perform. And I love that. You're an inspiration.
Well, thank you, dude. And we talked about Doc McGee before, who, by the way, is from Chicago.
Oh, yeah?
And he manages Kiss. Signed me when I was 18. I have to say, when I see all these headlines, this band cancels the show, this band cancels the tour, I never knew that was an option. I never got on a plane and flew to another country to not do the show.
Crazy.
Anybody could do that. Doc McGee, if I was sick, he'd say, get your fucking ass on the goddamn stage. Nobody cares if you're sick. Like, who cares? You got 1 hour, bro. Get through it. And
load up and get up there.
We didn't come here to not rock. We came here to rock.
Have you ever canceled a show once? I mean, whatever. I mean, maybe family stuff, whatever. But like, because you had the sniffles. Not
because I had the sniffles. The only time a show was canceled would be because of weather. That would be the only reason. Here's a fun fact. I don't know if you realize this. The first record, Skid Row, was recorded in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Oh my God!
Right near Chicago.
Where at the Playboy Mansion there?
Yes.
Stop it.
We lived there. Yeah. I lived at that Playboy Mansion for like at least a month, maybe more, in the summer of 1988. And we used to go to Alpine Valley all the time.
Great venue. Right there.
We used to do I played there a bunch of times. Is that still going, Alpine?
Hell yeah.
I love Alpine. That's one of the best venues.
Can I play you something? I'm sure you've seen this a million times. You at Wembley Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously that is like, I mean, I would think one of the greatest rock and roll moments of your career.
That video has so many views, and I can't figure out how that video exists because it's a pro shot video.
So good.
It sounds like it's produced. Like the sound of it sounds like somebody isolated each instrument and the vocal and tweaked it, the sound. I don't know who did that. It wasn't us.
No, I mean, it was probably somebody in England, whatever. But I think it's so popular because this is the moment that caught me. When you intro Youth Gone Wild and you're like, fuck England. And it sounds like you're saying fuck England, but you're just saying fuck England. What's up? You know what I mean? Dude, and it's like I rewound it like 100 times. And I'll play it for people because it's like literally just, it's just so pure. And you go right into the Youth Gone Wild. And it's like, forget about it, man. It's like, it's so you and knowing you as a person now and working with you and then seeing that, I'm like, that is unabashedly Bash, right? Like the best. And like you, I don't know, man. You're so, I fell in love with you on set of this show. Not in like, in strictly platonic, a way.
I appreciate that. I'm sure some of the other cast members would jump on that comment. All my friends have a crush on you, Jeff. Like, this is my phone blowing up every day. You're the hottest chef in America.
Oh
wait, you're getting that?
I'm on the group text with all you guys.
Well, because that's Frankie and stuff. I mean, it's
fine. You want to hear something hilarious?
Please.
The whole time I was shooting Worst Cooks in America, I had no clue that Frankie was Ariana Grande's brother. Nobody told me that. I didn't know that.
The big twist at the end.
I know. I was following him on Instagram.
Wow.
And then it's like, here's my sister and my mom. I go, what's going on? I go, what? And that's it. I couldn't believe that.
The whole show, you didn't even know that.
I did not know that. Nobody told me that. I just thought he was Frankie Grande. I never put it together. Like,
he's got his career. Obviously, he's done well for himself in the reality verse. And, and it's, he's super dedicated. I mean, you guys were I can't believe you came off that long on the road and went right. Like that to me, like I do 3 weeks somewhere. And I'm like I'm like, I can't do it. And
that's all you talk about.
All I talk about is being gone.
So
I hate
tired.
it. For you to give that amount of energy, but to that show, it's not easy. You're up early. You're doing the stuff you're not used to doing. It's violent. It's long. It's all this stuff. I mean, like you guys collectively as the entire cast just showed the hell up and made great TV. Because ultimately that's what we're doing, right? We're entertaining. And I'm sure did that same kind of ethos that you believe while on stage and your ankle's hurting apply to Worst Cook sometimes.
Absolutely. And we talk about the other cast members. I think Frankie is super entertaining on the show, watching it.
But so are you. You are probably
behind. Honestly, with the pan behind.
You are so funny. You are so endearing. We get some really high notes unexpectedly, which I personally really appreciate. It's just you are an absolute delight to watch, and you just I just have to say that my boyfriend is a very big fan, and he wanted me to say hello to you.
I really appreciate that.
Yes, his name is Mikey Savage, if you could say hi.
Hi, Mikey Savage. You are a savage animal.
Savage. Because he's Canadian. He knows the French. It came right out of him like that.
Savage animal. Sauvage animal. Sauvage animal.
Emily sings in the band. She's in the band, too. She sings.
What band are you in?
The Jewel Bags. My band.
Okay.
I'm a supporting member.
She's very good.
I'm okay.
She's very
good.
And
one thing about Frankie, I always when I did Broadway or before the show, in my show, I always play music, to get in the frame of mind. I always play every single show. I play Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers because of the lyrics. Because no matter how tired I am, those words are like, Lord, I was born a rambling man, trying to make a living and doing the best I can. Yeah. When it's time for me, then I hope you'll understand that I was born a rambling man. And then it said, my father was a gambler down in Georgia. He ended up on the wrong end of a gun. And I was born in the backseat of a Greyhound bus, rolling down Highway 41. And I'm singing that, I'm listening to it, putting on my stage clothes, and I'm on a bus. I'm on the bus, because that's my dressing room.
Yeah.
So I'm on the bus while they're singing about being on a bus. And I'm going on stage to do the best that I can, and then I'm leaving. And I hope you understand, I'm a rambling man. That puts my brain exactly where it needs to be right before I go on stage. And it's very gentle, but it's rocking, it's cool. And they're hitting the notes, and that, I always listen to that. But so the point is, Frankie Grande every morning at 6 a.m. would show up with his little Bluetooth speaker, and he was the one cranking tunes. Because I'm a lot older than Frankie, and I felt like saying, dude, leave this shit to me, okay?
I got this.
Yeah, you don't need to be the one playing the tunes before we go. That's my thing, okay? But because he doesn't listen to the Allman Brothers.
No, I kind of think so. He's not yet a fan of,
But it's okay. So I said, Sebastian, shut the fuck up. Let him be the way you were when you were his age, because he reminds me a bit like he's a lot of energy, and he could wear makeup and wearing glam clothes. I used to wear. I would show him what glam was all about.
Show him what a nice looking broad looks like.
Yeah, I got pictures of myself at his age. I look like Angelina Jolie.
You do. You're even hotter, dude.
But anyways, so he would play these tunes, and he actually turned me on to this song. He played it every morning, and it was Feel Your Dance, Dancing That Way, da 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 live.
What's that? Barbie.
Yeah, and
it's from Barbie. It's
and the first every morning.
Dancing That Way.
Yes, that's
Dua
right.
Lipa. Yeah.
Who does that? Okay, well, I have no clue what a Dua Lipa is.
Her name is Dua.
I think it means two lips.
No. Dua, then Lipa.
I think that was one of the dishes that was the cook-off. Tonight we're having Dua Lipa. It's an Italian dish.
You just have to put your own spin and use 9 herbs.
That's right. Sweet and sour Dua Lipa balls.
Sebastian, that's great. He turned you on to Dua Lipa.
Yeah, so every morning he would play that, and that song is like an earworm. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then he kept playing it every morning when I'm getting my hair done and my makeup, and I started loving that song. And so whenever I hear that, I think of Worst Cooks in America and Frankie Grande. Thanks for turning me on to that cool song.
See, you're not just learning about cooking, you're learning about pop music and two beautiful lips. Where can we see you next, Sebastian? What do you want to plug here? Where can we see you?
Okay, well, I have a brand new video coming out, which is the 6th or 7th video from my record, Child Within the Man, which has been a very well-received album. It's been on the top of everybody's end of 2024 lists, but I haven't put out a ballad yet. And when I put out a ballad, there's a technical term for that. And the term is panty dropper.
Familiar.
Yep.
Because when I put out a ballad,
wetness.
It's the fucking panty dropper.
It is not to quote Spinal Tap, not a dry seat in the house, my friend.
Yeah. I've put out 6 bangers. Yeah, all of them have been hard.
What do I got to lose? One of the best tunes of the year.
Everybody loves that song.
Right, it's a hit.
But when I put out a slow ballad song, it's the last song on the record. It's like a sleeper. In the past, that's what people love to hear from me the most, is when I sing clean and clear. They love the rock too, but the ballads are a different.
Is this To Live Again? Is that the
yes, it
song?
is.
We're playing it right now, so we're playing it over you.
We've been working on this video for months.
Are you in the video?
Yeah, I'm Sebastian Bach.
Are you on top of a car?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's like, you remember music videos didn't always have the guy in it or
That's
have the
true.
band
or like
in it.
An actor in it.
Yeah,
well, I know
Jeremy.
The record company tries to talk me into doing lyric videos, which I find to be the most boring fucking thing I can think of. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do a lyric video, but I'm going to be in the lyric video. So I'm going to sing it, and the words are going to go across the bottom. All I got to do is show up and sing the fucking song. Like, why not? Like, here, film this. La 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 la. There's the video.
So when is that video dropping?
Well, I'm about to watch the first edit of it, and it's a very epic video. It's a very long song. It's like November Rain style. Yeah, it's like 4.5 minutes or something. So,
wow.
So it's a long, but we're not in a hurry, man. We're not in a hurry. And then, believe it or not, after that, there's another version of What Do I Got to Lose, which is the car wash edit, which is an even hotter version that we've been saving. Of the song or the video?
Yeah, there's a video. Car wash. You're bringing it back, buddy. This is what has been missing. Entertainment like Worst Cooks and entertainment like late 80s style car wash wetness, sudsy, sloppy drunks,
that's right.
Closes. You're not in that video though, no?
I'm in all the videos.
You're like, hell yeah, I want to be in this.
I like making videos. I like it. But What Do I Got to Lose video is over 1.5 million views.
Unbelievable.
So that's a lot of views.
Numbers. You gotta get those numbers on our YouTube page.
Yeah, I got that on that song. Yeah.
Well, so we'll look out for that video. Remind us of the name of the video again, right? That's To Live Again. To Live Again, and with what everybody's going through, like, gosh, I mean, I don't even want to get into that title, but we're also I'm gonna be on the Monsters of Rock cruise from Florida to the Bahamas, I believe, in March, and I'm not even singing on it. It's my first ever art show, which is crazy. So you're not singing, you're displaying your artwork. Well, I probably will end up singing. Well, I'm sure they'll be roped into a couple jams. God knows. I would get you like, hey, yeah, but I want to see your art. Where can we see it? This is the first time there's any Sebastian art, and to be honest, okay, my dad was a very famous artist. He did one of your album covers. He did a lot of them, including the new one. But I inherited a lot of his art when he passed away, and a lot of it is unfinished, and I own it, and it's like this unfinished, incredible art. And I have this gallery, Wentworth Galleries, Christian O'Mahony, who is helping me finish a lot of my dad's art from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, and it's all vintage, crazy looking, and I'm doing it too, but it's like a bringing back art from the 70s that's incredible. With your little touches on it, correct? Yeah, but there's a lot of unfinished stuff, and it's so incredible looking. So I'm kind of like finishing my dad's life. That's wild.
Oh, that's so
mission. Wild.
Full circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
The most beautiful collaboration I've ever heard of, Sebastian.
Right on. Well,
how many? Can I afford this stuff? How much? What are we looking at?
Some of it's going to be very large, like very big pieces. Like the album cover, the new one, there's got a car on it. And we're going to try to make the car texture like metal and the grass like grass. And it's going to be very big. So maybe you can't afford it. It depends on how
That's the goal, though, I bet, right?
It depends on how good the show does.
I've already been paid. Doesn't matter the performance of the show. Only if I get picked up again, right?
Right on. I'm sure you will, dude. I would love to do another version of this where I'm going to yoga with you in the morning. We can make it like The Odd Couple.
Oh my God, I would love that. You're awesome. Thank you for being here, Sebastian.
Thank you,
I
Jeff.
cannot thank you enough. I'll look for you rolling through Chicago one of these days. But I obviously when I'm in Vegas, you're the first call I'm going to make.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can hang very soon.
Thank you, Emily.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming on. It's been a complete pleasure.
And
I would love to take you to some of my favorite restaurants in Vegas. I'm sure you've been to the Golden Steer, right?
Oh, I've heard about it.
Oh.
You've never been there?
I've never been there in Vegas, no.
Oh.